Welcome to this video on tips to help survive and conquer the journey of an online grad school program. By the end of this video, my hope is that you'll be able to take away at least one tip you can use to not only survive but conquer your online grad school journey and the life that revolves around it. What you'll see in this video will likely sound the same as every other productivity and life management article you've come across, because in all truth, it is. I'm just sharing from my own personal journey of trial and error. So this is coming from me as a student who is just one semester away from being done with my program. I can attest that every single one of these tips, strategies, habits have played a significant part in getting me to this point with my sanity intact. So let's get to it. Tip number 1. Do some self-reflection and try to answer these questions. What part of the day are you most energized? What part of the day are you most productive? And what part of the day are you most creative? If you're having trouble answering these questions, make it a point to pay attention and raise your self-awareness around how you operate throughout the day. Whatever your answer, this is considered your own inner Einstein time of day. It's that time of day when your energy is high, you're able to think and problem solve faster, ideas flow easier, and you're more creative. Everyone has this. You just have to tap into it. Another way to find your inner Einstein time is figuring out if you live the lifestyle of an early bird or a night owl. I'm personally a night owl. My Einstein time is after 3 p.m., and I can stay up until 1 a.m. with no problem. But of course, mornings are super rough. For early birds, they might be a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed Einstein by 5 a.m. and rock the morning, but when 7 p.m. hits, they're ready to hit the sack. Whatever it is, go with your nature and maximize that time. Tip number 2. Scheduling something important into your day really does something to your psyche. In my world, if it's not scheduled, it's not going to happen. So scheduling creates a sense of commitment. We could look at it this way. If you're driven enough to get yourself into grad school, you're capable of following through on a commitment. That commitment should be scheduling school time into your daily routine. Literally schedule it on your calendar every day. Block it out and follow it. Here's a simplistic view of how an early bird and a night owl might make it work. My early bird classmates squeeze in time to do their class readings, contribute to discussions, and write their papers in the morning before work. As a night owl myself, I burn the midnight oil. Tip number 3. Recruit support. If you have a core group of people you are close with and encounter regularly throughout your week, you'll want to start with these folks. Be creative in the ways you think they'd be willing to help. You can recruit someone who lives with you to tag team or divide and conquer your daily household tasks with. You can share what you're learning in class with a colleague over lunch to help the learning really stick. You can find someone who is good with grammar and sentence structure so they can review your papers. Trust me, after writing a paper for hours and hours, you'll need another set of eyes. My personal favorite type of support is setting up regularly scheduled coffee dates or happy hours with friends as something fun to look forward to and let yourself decompress for a night. Tip number 4. Supporting your physical health is the toughest one, but seriously, get your rest. Get a minimum of 6 to 8 hours of sleep every day. Stop drinking caffeine past 3 p.m. and give yourself a bedtime and stick to it. Also, rest your eyes every few minutes. Use re-wetting eye drops to help keep them hydrated and healthy. Move as often as you can. Be active for at least 20 minutes every day. Walk, run, do yoga, aerobics, anything. Just move. If I can't fit it in before or after work, I recruit some colleagues to take a short lunch break and do a walking break with me later in the afternoon. Eat, but eat well. Eat high-energy foods and minimize refined carbs and sugars. Sugar crashes are the worst. Create balance through your environment, your body, and your mind and spirit. You can create balance in your work environment by setting up a standing workspace or replacing your desk chair with an exercise ball. You can create balance in your body by focusing on your breathing, taking stretching breaks, and meditating. You can also create balance in your mind by countering every negative thought with 2 positive ones. Trust me, when you're tired and stressed and stretched beyond belief, balancing yourself in any way you can really makes a difference. Tip number 5. Change up your workspace every so often by picking at least 2 spots in your home to work. This will provide a little bit of variety so you don't get too bored and your body doesn't start to develop chronic aches and pains in all the same places. Another thing about your workspace is to be sure to tidy up however often you need to keep your mind decluttered. I use tidying up as a quick brain break. Tip number 6. This is a fun one. Set the tune. Create a playlist to help you focus, study, and read. If you find that creating your own playlist is too much work, you can always just search for one through Spotify, iHeartRadio, 8Tracks, Pandora, or iTunes Radio. Type in keywords like focus, study, read, homework, acoustic, instrumental, or whatever type of music that suits your preference and helps you get your study groove on. So let's recap. Tip number 1, find your inner Einstein time and maximize it. Tip number 2, schedule school time into your daily routine and commit to it. Tip number 3, recruit a network of support. Tip number 4, support your physical health. Remember, rest, move, eat, and balance. Tip number 5, vary your workspace and tidy up. And lastly, tip number 6, set the tune with some good music. Well, that's all for now. I hope you came across something on this video you found realistic and applicable to your own personal situation with school or just life in general. Good luck and take care.